Bible Space-Time.
The Bible does not support the theory alien living under the earth.
The flat earth theory does not support the biblical creationism and the existence of the God of the Bible. Most of the flat earth believers believe that alien or another species of life, similar to human, has been living under the surface of the earth, which the biblical creationism and the Bible never supports. There cannot be any world that does not under God and the cross of Jesus. Flat earth theory is not just a theory concerning the shape of the earth, but it is a theory who God is, and if the God of the Bible exists. Please watch the Bible Space-Time video 28, UFO and False Prophets for more information about the Bible and UFOs.
The scene of Jesus' second coming. After that, we who are still alive and are left will be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so we will be with the Lord forever. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 17.
When Jesus comes again, we will meet Jesus in the clouds, not on the land. So, if the earth is flat, then it is surely not a problem for everybody to see Jesus simultaneously. But Jesus warned us about Satan's plan to imitate the second advent, and gave us the specific way to distinguish the true advent of Christ from the false imitation.
Jesus said, "So if anyone tells you that he is out in the wilderness, do not go out, or here he is in the inner rooms, do not believe it. For as lightning that comes from the east is visible even in the west, so will be the coming of the Son of Man." Matthew 24:26 and 27.
That means, Satan will not be able to overcome the limitation of how humans see things through the reflection of light, and won't be able to make everybody to see him simultaneously, because of the geographical problem.
The firmament is not a solid object.
Flat Earth theory does not believe of existences of satellites and space shuttles, because they believe that the boundary of the firmament is solid and nothing can go through. But the Bible has never suggested that the firmament has a solid boundary.
And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear," and it was so. Genesis chapter 1 verses 6 to 9. God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. Genesis chapter 1 verses 16 to 17.
Firmament is a space, not a solid object. It does not work like a dam that impounds water, and so the firmament does not have to start from the earth. God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place." If the every parts of the earth were created equally as an habitable place for human beings, then, the thickness of the earth's atmosphere, the amount of the air or the atmospheric pressure must be same in every place. So, if the earth is flat, then the shape of the firmament cannot be a dome. It should be flat also. In other words, if the earth is not round, then the firmament doesn't have to be round either.
The size of the firmament.
God created the sun, moon and stars in the firmament. Even if the sun is smaller than what is expected as the flat earth theory assumes, the size of other planets in the solar system, and the solar system itself do not have to be smaller. The size of the solar system should be much bigger than the size of the earth, so the shape of the solar system does not have to follow the shape of the earth. And the solar system does not have to start from the earth. It does not have to look like a pan lid, exactly covering the surface of the earth. It could surround entire earth, then the firmament does not have to be the boundary of the earth.
There was no frozen Antarctica before the Noah's flood.
There was no winter or no extreme season until the Noah's flood. If the earth is not rotating and revolving, and if the earth is flat and a small sun is moving around on top of the equator that is supposed to be located in the middle between the center of the earth and the edge of the earth, then to make the earth to have extreme weather of cold and heat, after the Noah's flood, the distance of the sun to the earth and the orbital angle of the sun had to be changed by the flood. but the Bible didn't say anything about the sun damaged by the flood. More about the Noah's flood, please watch the Bible Space-Time video 014 before the Noah's flood.
The universe is not filled with water. In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty, darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. Genesis chapter 1 verses 1 to 2. God was hovering over the waters, not in the waters, at the time of the creation. And God used the firmament to divide the water. That means the firmament is not filled with water, and so are the other heavens, including the universe.
Problem of direction.
The flat earth theory assumes that the north is up and south is down, and the earth only moves upward to north. So, in this theory, the firmament must be located on top of the earth because the other side of the earth is not an available region for the earth. Anything located in the space under the earth is not visible and usable. So, in terms of the flat earth assumption, when Bible said under the firmament, this space has to be interpreted as directly under. Straight down toward south. It cannot be right or left. Because the flat earth theory only uses two-dimensional system, up or down, and only the top portion of the earth is the available area for living, not bottom surfaces. But God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters." The firmament was located in the middle of the waters. And it was not a shape of a stick, a cap or a lid, it was the shape of heaven. A space in which God created the sun, moon, and stars. So, to have a space to divide the waters from inside, which was without form and void, and was not placed in a container. The term under or above cannot be two-dimensional direction, it has to be three-dimensional. Therefore, when God divided the water under or above the firmament, they were not south or north directions, but inward or outward directions from the firmament.
For more information about the firmament, please watch the video, Bible Space-Time 9, What is the firmament? And 21, When did God create the gravity for the Earth?
No gravity, no round planets.
If there is no three-dimensional gravity except the gravitational effect produced by the upward movement of the Earth, then there cannot be any round planets or stars in the solar system. Anything that is not placed on the exact center of a planet will be pulled down by the gravity, and eventually there will be nothing left. The gravity cannot be one-directional energy.
No bright stars.
If the earth had to be created flat, then the flatness should have been the requirement for human existence. Then, other planets and stars should be also created flat and need to be placed exactly same angle with the earth, facing north. If God created the universe as human safe place.
That means, all the planets and stars in the universe must face direct north. But in this form, all the stars' planets are hardly visible from each other, unless they are located directly sideways, or far lower level.
And because all the planets located lower levels are facing the bottom parts of the other planets, which most likely do not have any light sources, because they are not rotating around the sun, there will be no bright stars we can observe.
Sun and moon.
If the sun is orbiting above the flat surface of the earth, to create night for the other side of the earth, the sun should be really small and very closely orbit above the earth, to create shade to the other side. But this assumption requires a condition, that the light from the sun should not be omnidirectional, but sunlight does not work like a spotlight. And under this assumption, there is no need for the moon be the charge of the night. And for the moon, which does not have its own light source, to be located on the position that can fully receive light from the sun must be located far above the moon. If the sun worked like a spotlight, then the moon should be located much closer to the earth than the sun. Then, the moonlight cannot be available to the entire half of the earth. Because, if the distance of the sun from the earth is making exact day and night for the entire earth's surface, then the moon located closer to the earth in the available spotlight region of the sun cannot give light to the entire other half of the earth.
Sun is the light of the house of the solar system.
God created the space for the solar system by dividing the waters of the Earth. So, technically the entire solar system belongs to the properties of the Earth. It should be called as Earth system, not solar system. But that does not mean that the Earth must be located in the center of the solar system. God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, and let the water teem with living creatures." So, the Earth is the host, the main living system of the solar system, just like we are the main living thing of our house.
House is built for us, but it is not the house move around for us. We move around in the house according to our needs, and we don't use spotlight to walk around the house. The light is located in the center of the house. But that doesn't make the light as the main character of the house. We are the main character. So, it is more natural and logical for the Earth and other planets move around the stationary sun.
More about the flat Earth theory and the biblical faith on the next video.
Thank you for watching Bible Space Time.